tips for getting your business listing onto page 1 of Google organically. What I mean by organically is that you're not paying Google for Google pay-per-click ads. You are just using some of these tips that I've given you so that your business listing will be on page 1 of Google. If somebody searches for you, hopefully it will also get you into the box, because underneath the listings you have the ads at the top and sometimes you have some at the bottom, and then normally you have a box which perhaps has 5 or 6 listings in it, and that is really ideally where you want to be. You certainly don't want to be on page 2 or page 3, because by the time someone's got that far, they've probably already contacted somebody else, and unless everybody else that does your job is rubbish and doesn't help them, then you are likely to miss out on somebody finding your business. So it's very important to get you onto page 1. And the first thing that you need to do is to check what your listing looks like. So go onto your Google account, have a look at the section Google My Business, and make sure that that listing is looking the best it can look. So are your opening hours on there? Is there a nice description of where you are and what you do? Are there some lovely photographs? Please don't rely on street map photograph of the outside of your business that was taken years ago with cars outside. You know, that is not going to be a great first impression for somebody. Make sure you've got some nice high-res photographs on there, that you've got all the information that you can think of about your business that somebody might want to know, how they can contact you, what the best ways to contact you are, and when you're open, and also whether you're open out of hours or you're available for consultations out of hours as well. Now, if you are doing listings for multiple branches, it's my advice to get one person in the company to do these for you. And the reason I say that is because you've got one voice, one person that will write about your business in the same way for each of your branches. If you ask your individual branch managers to do it, they might be able to wax lyrical about their own branch, but they'll do it in their voice. And the one thing that Google really needs to see is some consistency across all the messages that you're putting out on your digital platforms, and obviously for all of your branches. One of the things I come across quite often when different people do their branch listings is perhaps they would use the word and type it AND. Someone else might use an ampersand. Someone might miss it out completely. If you've got a the in your name, they might put the, they might miss it off. These sort of things do make a massive difference. So do please make sure that you're writing your name exactly the same on each of your branches, and that the voice that you're talking in to Google and to your customers is the same across all of your listings. You might need to verify your branch listings. To do this, Google will often send a postcard through to the address with a code on it. So again, if it's someone in head office or in one branch that is doing that listing for all the others, then please let the branches know that they will be receiving a Google postcard through the door and to pass the code on to you as soon as possible. I'm not sure if it's time sensitive on this particular thing. Quite often it is with Google, and it will give you a G and a code, and it'll disappear after so many hours or so many days in the case of postcards. So just make sure somebody's waiting for it and can let you know as soon as that comes through. So number 2 is you want to get Google reviews. Now, you might be using lots of different platforms for your reviews. You might have a particular favourite that you like, FIFO or Trustpilot or All Agents. There's so many different platforms available, but Google likes Google reviews. So don't miss it out completely. If you're not using it for all of your reviews, then please use it for some of your reviews. You would need to have a Google account. So if you have clients or customers who with a Gmail account, then they're the people you want to target. Obviously, you want to pick people who have had a good experience so that they're going to write nice things about you. So please make sure that you are getting Google reviews. I know that some of the other platforms do say that they will show up on Google. I have not really seen it happening very often. Quite often you have to have about 180, 200 reviews on another platform before they start showing, and even then you don't get to see all of them. So I would be wary of that and making sure that you don't miss out on Google reviews in favour of another platform. The third thing I want to mention is social media platforms. Google loves you to have a social media presence. Those pages will boost your ranking on Google, especially if you are running them well, especially if they are very typical of your business. So for instance, if you are an estate agent working in a certain area, if you are mentioning things about that area, if you are mentioning things that are to do with housing and property, then Google is going to see those and love it. The one thing I would try to suggest is if you are using different avatars or handles for your different pages, to try and make them sync, so that, you know, if you have got your business name as your @ symbol on Facebook, then try and use the same name on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Instagram and Facebook should be able to sync automatically because they are owned obviously by Facebook. And I want to fourthly say, and this is hugely important, you must be blogging and writing content on your website. Now, you will have the benefit of your property feed putting new properties onto your website, hopefully. So again, make sure that those property feeds and whatever you're putting onto Rightmove or Zoopla, if it is coming through your property feed and onto your website, is very consistent with your branding. So if you're getting lots of different people in the offices to type up their property details onto the software, then try to give them some guidelines of the sort of thing that you want to say, so that your listings look uniform and that you're putting the same type of voice into those as well as everything else. And when you are putting content onto your website, you need to look for keywords and phrases that are going to be relevant to your business. So what is it that somebody would type into Google in order to find you? If you were thinking about what you put into Google search when you're trying to find a business, say you're trying to find a restaurant to go out and eat in a certain town, might be a town you don't know. So you would put, you know, places to eat, or a restaurant, or Chinese restaurant, or Italian restaurant, or whatever it is that you want in that town, and hopefully those listings will come up. What is it that people will be typing into Google to find your business? If you are an estate agent, which I'm guessing you probably are if you're watching this, then properties for sale in X town, houses for let, houses for sale, apartments for let, apartments for sale, apartments near X school, apartments near a particular landmark in your area. All of these things become your key phrases and the key words that you will be using throughout your platform. So you could start making a nice list, put it up in the office, in the staff room, or in the kitchen, so everybody can see. So if you are, you know, at work and you're putting something digitally, you can pick some of those words and phrases so that Google will see that across the platforms, across all the different areas that you are online, and will start to realize that's your business, and that's going to push you further up the rankings. Massively important when you're blogging to put keywords and phrases into your blog. It's also massively important to make sure that you're writing unique content. So if you are using somebody to give you the content, and if they are making content for not only you but for other businesses as well, and you know, there are a few places that do this and a few companies that do this, and there's nothing wrong with it, so long as before you cut and paste that onto your website, you make it relevant to your business. You reword it. You can use the facts and the figures, but you can reword that so that you are talking about your keywords and your phrases on your blog, or on your news article, or on your property listing, or on your Facebook post. So make sure it is relevant to you. If you are content managing your own web pages, you will probably have an area that might have Yoast SEO. You want to make sure that you're putting your tags in, your focus keywords, and making sure that your SEO is good on the back end of your website. That is going to help. Please make sure, if you are using photography, that you have licensed images. Don't steal images off Google and use them yourself if they are not available to be used. It will say there is a search tool on Google when you're looking at images that you can have a look at the usage rights. And are they free to use? If they are not free to use, and to be honest, most of the good ones aren't, then get yourself a subscription to Adobe Stock or to Shutterstock, or use a platform that offers you free licensed images, and that way you can use them. Otherwise, you could end up, firstly, not being in Google's good books, but secondly, having a big fine land on your desk because you have breached copyright law. So hopefully those 4 tips will help you. If not, please give me a call. My phone number is 01923 627 777, or you can email me any questions or put them in the comments, and it's jane@jpgardner.com. Thank you very much for listening.